Most people can't finish this video, not because it's long, but because their mind will resist it. The content you're about to hear will erase every emotional crutch you used to think. If you survive it, you'll never think the same. See, right now your brain is running at maybe 5% of its actual capacity. Not because you're incapable, but because you've been conditioned to think within safe boundaries, acceptable thoughts, approved behaviors, thoughts that keep you predictable and easily controlled. What I'm going to show you is how to bypass those limitations entirely. But understand this, once you unlock emotionless intelligence, you can never return to being cognitively average. Your conversations will become difficult because most people won't track your logic. Your solutions will seem unrelatable to minds still trapped in reactive thought. You'll start seeing structures and signals that no one else can perceive. This isn't about becoming smarter. It's about becoming cognitively inhuman. The hack is called dimensional cognitive restructuring. It's based on a simple but disturbing truth. Your brain is capable of processing in dimensions that standard human thought can't reach. Every thought you currently have is stuck in basic linear cognition. Past to present, cause to effect, problem to solution. It's preschool level processing compared to what's possible. Here's how you begin the transition into cognitive transcendence. Most minds don't think, they react, replaying past conditions, emotional residue, and pre-coded social scripts. This week, you will become a threat to your own programming, not by repeating affirmations, not by thinking positive, but by doing what feels wrong, alien, and cognitively illegal. You will begin generating thoughts your mind was never built to compute. The mission induce cognitive pattern failure. For the next 7 days, your job is not to improve. It's to dismantle everything that feels cognitively safe. You'll do that through the following 3-part framework. Step 1. Response interception. Every time your brain reacts, pause. Whether it's a problem, an emotion, a cue, or a question, hold for 5 seconds. This is your interception window. Freezing the auto script before it plays. You're becoming a conscious disruptor of your own loop. Do not respond. Do not engage. Just pause. The moment you intercept the reflex, you generate control. Step 2. Divergent override. Now force your brain to generate 5 to 10 alternate interpretations. Uncomfortable, illogical, even absurd. But there's only one rule. None of them can be based on what you believe. They must originate from beyond identity. Think like a hacker, a villain, a philosopher, a system, a predator, a machine. If the interpretation disturbs you, you're doing it correctly. You're not trying to be right. You're trying to disrupt the algorithm. Step 3. Strategic replacement. Now, select one idea from your list that is functional but violates your programming. It must be unfamiliar, emotionless, tactically useful. Then act as if that thought is real, even if it feels foreign. This is the break, because in that moment, you're no longer executing as you. You're operating from above the identity layer. What you're actually doing, you're destabilizing identity-based cognition, creating micro-fractures in the belief loop that keeps you reactive. Every override signals your nervous system. We don't operate inside trusted thoughts anymore. This initiates a neural rewiring cascade, shifting you from reactive biology to synthetic cognition. It's disorienting. It's volatile. It's the first real step toward command-level thought. After 7 days, you'll notice you no longer trust your first thought. You compute across dimensions, not just emotion. You pause before acting and execute with strategy. This is pattern annihilation. It's not about self-betterment. It's about deleting the predictable version of you. And in phase 2, you won't just think differently. You'll stop thinking like a human at all. If you made it through phase 1, congratulations. You've destabilized the surface. But now comes the real fracture. This is the phase where most minds snap. Not because it's dangerous, but because it's alien. You're going to begin disconnecting your thinking from everything that makes it human. 1. Stop thinking in words. Language is a cage. Every word is a limitation. When you think in language, you're not thinking. You're rearranging labels assigned by others. From now on, train your mind to think in pure structures, shapes, energetic flows, relationships, spatial and temporal dynamics. Think like an architect, like a quantum field, like the underlying code of reality, not the surface terms that define it. 2. Stop thinking in lines. The human mind is addicted to linearity. A to B to C to outcome. Break that. Train your cognition to hold multiple outcomes simultaneously. When a situation arises, don't ask what will happen. Ask what could unfold in 7 parallel timelines. What structure links every one of these outcomes? What if this present moment is rewriting the past? You're leaving sequential thought behind and entering multi-dimensional processing. 3. Stop thinking personally. Your identity is not the source. Step beyond you and think as a force, a system, a self-aware algorithm, parsing patterns across time and space. Zoom out, far out. See yourself not as a person with needs or emotion, but as a temporary data node analyzing movement, power, leverage, and signal. Detach, not emotionally, cognitively. Warning, this will feel unnatural. You may feel detached, dissociated, destabilized. Good. You're not malfunctioning. Shedding the limits of biological thought. This is the moment you begin mutating into something unrecognizable, even to yourself. You'll stop reacting. You'll start calculating. You'll begin sensing the invisible frameworks behind reality. But this is only halfway, because phase 3 doesn't just sever your connection to the world, it gives you power over it. This is where the shift becomes irreversible. In phase 1, you broke the loops. In phase 2, you severed language, linearity, and ego. Now you're going to purify the machine. For the next 72 hours, no emotion is permitted to contaminate your cognition. No fear, no hope, no desire, no anger, no hunger for validation, victory, or vengeance. Emotions are cognitive viruses. They don't assist thinking. They hijack it. They disguise impulse as reason. They convince you that your reactions are decisions, when in truth, you're just another predictable, vulnerable, manipulable organism that ends here. Your task for the next 3 days: enter a state of internal emotional silence. Every time a choice arises, pause, scan for influence. Ask yourself, is this a conclusion or a conditioned reaction? Is this judgment based on structure or unresolved emotion? If I felt absolutely nothing, what would I perceive? Strip it bare. Remove the noise. Act only on what remains after the purge. This isn't suppression. It's purification. Not ignoring emotion. You're deleting its ability to interfere. What happens next will fracture you. You'll realize your past thinking was just emotional residue, echoes of fear, pride, shame, and longing disguised as logic. Once that noise is gone, your cognition will cut like glass. You'll begin to perceive truths others cannot tolerate. Your thoughts will become cold, clean, unforgivingly precise. You'll see through people, through systems, through your own masks. And what you find won't be pleasant, but it will be real. Not becoming emotionless. Becoming uncontaminated. Most minds break here because clarity isolates. And once you think like this, you can't return to the way it was. Some power is loud, but real power it operates in silence. Whisperer's power bundle is for those who don't need praise, just results. You get the entire intelligence arsenal. Every book, every method, mind. Recording, audiobooks, future drops. Added automatically for life. No recurring fees, no announcements, just permanent access to invisible tools. Use Whisper 35 to get 35% off now. Don't share this. Don't wait. Download it and become someone the world cannot trace. Link is on the top comment. Now that the old system is shattered, no loops, no ego, no emotion. You're ready to install something new. The emotionless architecture. This isn't a metaphor. It's a mental operating system, built to process reality at levels most minds can't perceive, let alone control. Upgrade 1. Multi-dimensional pattern processing. Normal minds see dots. You'll start seeing grids, shifting, dynamic systems of interaction. Instead of reacting to what's in front of you, you'll begin mapping upstream causes, downstream effects, and lateral disruptions all simultaneously. You'll observe patterns repeating across domains, finance, relationships, ecosystems, thought, invisible rhythms, driving behavior, macro structures, unfolding across weeks, years, decades. You don't just understand, you simulate. Upgrade 2. Strategic intelligence at structural scale. You won't think in goals. You'll think in systems. What movements restructure outcomes? What patterns ripple through environments? You'll start asking what hidden input is, creating this surface-level problem. What minimal disruption collapses this entire structure? What sequence causes maximum leverage with minimal exposure? This isn't decision-making. It's multivariable simulation through time, systems, and probability. Upgrade 3. Thought compression. As your cognitive structure evolves, your thoughts condense. You'll begin thinking in compressed cognitive code. Entire systems of logic, structure, consequence, and prediction packed into one mental form. Explaining it will feel like downloading a universe through a thread of wire. That's how you'll know it's real. Upgrade 4. Emotionless pattern recognition. Because emotion was removed in Phase 3, your perception is no longer distorted. You no longer think with fear, hope, attachment, or avoidance. You perceive clean. You Recognize patterns others refuse to see. Because they're too emotionally invested to confront them. That clarity, others will call it genius. But it's not genius. It's unfiltered recognition. The result, you start solving problems before they form. You start predicting human behavior with disturbing precision. You start building systems, relationships, and movements by design, not reaction. To others, it looks like insight, luck, or intuition. They're wrong. You've exited reactive thinking and entered synthetic cognition. But here's the cost. The emotionless architecture is not safe, because once you install it, the next phase activates. And phase 5 doesn't just give you understanding. It gives you control over reality itself. Direct, silent, systematic. You've broken the loops. You've severed emotion. You've constructed a mind that processes reality like a machine. Now, you make it permanent. For the next 30 days, you're not thinking like something more. You are it. Here's what you do. Every day without exception. 1. Refuse all predictable thoughts. If a standard human could think it, eliminate it. Default opinions, emotional reactions, socially programmed responses deleted. 2. Reframe every problem structurally. Don't ask, what should I do? What system produced this result? And how do I redesign it? You're no longer reacting. You're rewriting. 3. Process data through cognitive geometry. You're ready for this. Now, think in vectors, feedback loops, energy flows, leverage chains, long-tail probabilities. Use multi-dimensional logic. Solve using simulation, not reaction. 4. Navigate life from strategic altitude. Never operate inside the event. Operate above it in structures, incentives, timelines, and hidden forces. Neuroscience calls it neuroplastic consolidation, the permanent restructuring of your brain through consistent thought patterns. If you execute emotionless intelligence for 30 consecutive days, your base cognition rewires from reactive to systemic. Your emotional triggers disconnect from logic pathways. Your brain physically rewires around structural problem solving. This is not inspiration. This is cognitive engineering. What you gain: clarity, sharp enough to cut through any illusion; foresight strong enough to outpace chaos; decision so precise it seems psychic; perception of hidden systems in people, events, and power. You won't feel smarter. You'll feel alien because you're no longer running on the human OS. You've rewritten it.